This video is a treasure map loaded with detailed steps that'll help you navigate your training and make tons of progress. Hey, I'm Weiland with Pacific Rim Athletics and welcome to training. Obviously, please don't mistake free videos like this on the internet or webs for coaching with safety, insurance, and proper progressions and development. Okay, let's say you've already begun your journey and you're not actively committing any of these cardinal sins. 1, you've got a good mindset. You're not shaking your head at yourself if and when you mess up, but you're racking up the little wins and victories. Number 2, you're not in a subpar crowd watching free videos or training solo. You got started with a good coach and are immersed in a good community. And 3, you're not giving up, but you're being consistent and riding the momentum towards your goals. Here's the exact timeline to start looking at. Let's review the basics real quick. First, the overall progress timeline is not linear. In the beginning, it feels like crud. As you progress, you feel that sense of momentum. And then as you approach mastery, it starts to level out. It looks like an S-curve. What we don't want to happen is this, for the curve to plateau and level off and remain there. Here's how to avoid that. In order to explain, let's look at the second basic timeline. Muscle is going to take 90-day cycles for transformation. What this means is that you're going to feel like crud getting started. Then after a few weeks, perhaps in month 2, you'll feel tremendous progress. Then you'll hit this plateau. Did you realize that most video programs and sets of sessions with a personal trainer are usually about 8 to 12 weeks? It parallels the muscle timeline very well, but there are several problems. You're going to have to attend another set of classes, buy another video program, or get another block of sessions with a personal trainer, or else hang out on the plateau and then slide back down. What we ideally want to do is this, just keep going into deeper waters and developing higher levels. Another problem is that flexibility hasn't caught up yet because it takes longer physiologically. So, welcome to the injury zone. People think they're getting more fit the longer they work out, but if they're just doing classes, another basic program, or training with a personal trainer, then they're invariably staying in the beginner phase perpetually. Even if they have a six-pack, they're in the injury zone and still a beginner. Many of them come to us to correct this. Be that as it may, here's the third basic timeline, flexibility. Flexibility, well, really connective tissue, takes over 6 months to repair. So think about how fast muscle is being worked, torn down, and rebuilt. Lactic acid is coming and going almost on a daily basis, and muscle breakdown is being rebuilt stronger every few days. So you'll notice major strength increases quite rapidly. Even imagine a muscle strain, which is a small tear in the muscle. It'll feel better in a few days or weeks. But if you tear your shoulder or knee, that's surgery in a 6 to 12 month healing time. That's just how long the tissue takes to heal. Sharpie's fibers that attach connective tissue to bone take a minimum of 12 weeks. So now imagine you're pulling that connective tissue to lengthen it, i.e. stretching. Well, you have to strengthen it too, or else you're creating weak links. See how there's going to be overlap between muscular development and flexibility development? And that takes time. But again, progress should look like this. Or if you're having some ups and downs, something like this. And then the third timeline is skills, which includes mobility development. You see, sometimes people will try to create a simple equation for mobility, but strength plus flexibility does not equal mobility. Really, flexibility is not just splits and some pull-ups. It is adaptive, responsive, and involves skill acquisition. Often the handstand is regarded as a skill because it is the practice of shoulder and back mobility. When we get down to the nitty-gritty, really any type of movement, from running to a push-up to a burpee to an Olympic lift to a flare, aerial, or back walkover, they're all skills. Movement itself is a skill, and skill acquisition is a function of strength and flexibility plus cognitive effort. Strength plus flexibility plus cognitive effort equals flexibility/skill. This applies to learning the piano, speaking a new language, or developing your strength and flexibility. Here's what it looks like. All in all, it's not complicated. It's a process of development, punctuated by rest, which is the glue that binds it together. Here's the final treasure map or timeline. Our process begins with foundation, building good nutrition, rest, and training practices, plus V-stand, press handstand, and pull-up/muscle up. It then progresses to 10 levels of development for 5 different elements, whichever is your favorite. And it incorporates many routines we call katas that help you put it all together, so to speak. Most adults like ninja strength. This starts working all of the moves you know and love. Human flag, one arm pull-up, etc. Power Moves is by request only and helps people build flares, spinning handstands, and things like that. Free Run is for those interested in a bit more movement. Adults get into the flows and vaulting. Kids and teens usually start building towards competition and power tumbling. Circle will build tremendous strength, and after adults get a taste of this, it sometimes becomes their preferred mode of training. This makes use of the aerial silks, hoop, and straps. And handstand is a favorite of everyone, but there's a lot of static work and timed holds, so just be aware that it's a grind, but well worth it for your entire body and especially your core. We have a total of 5 level 10s. Clayton, in only 2.5 years of training, became level 10 in Free Run. Every flip you can imagine. Alex recently became level 10 in a year and a half, which is the fastest by far. Venny, 52 years old, level 10 in ninja strength after a very inconsistent 6 years, maybe 3 in compressed time. Braxton and Ben also became level 10 in Free Run, and Sean became level 10 in ninja strength. And there are currently 2 level 9s. Georgia's level 9 in Cirque, and Cole is level 9 in Free Run. And there are many adults and kids in the 1 to 6 level range, and probably about 10 years to get to level 10 in all 5 areas. But getting your first pull-up, press handstand, or V-stand shouldn't take more than 3 to 6 months. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, depending on your unique situation. And that's where we start foundation. You'll find examples of all of this on our website and the other videos coming up on the screen. And if you're ready to start training, click any of the links and I'll see you soon.